Hello guys, how's it going? As you can see, I have a new look and I cut my hair. I did cut the hair. I cut off their hair. Okay, I shaved my beard. Alright guys, in today's video we'll discuss phrases and expressions to use when you go to a barber shop or a hair salon. Also, I'll explain the difference between these two. I mean the hair salon and the barber shop. Before I explain the phrases we use when we go to a barber shop, I'd like to tell you a story how I had a haircut back in the days in Australia. It was a Korean hair salon and the hairdresser didn't speak English at all, so I had to explain everything in details to the person in the counter. And then the person in the counter would translate my message to the hairdresser and she would do her job. It was a bit weird that we couldn't talk the entire time. You know, when you go to a hair salon, you can talk to the hairdresser to cut the fringe, to keep the volume, or to remove the weight, or to shave it on the sides a bit. So all those details needed to be said in the counter before you sit down. Surprisingly, they did a good job. They did exactly as I requested, and I was happy with my new haircut. So what phrases we can use when we go to a barbershop or a hair salon? But before, let's find out the difference between these two. A barber is a person who works in a barbershop. A hairdresser, person who works in a hair salon. Okay? Do they do the same job? Well, technically yes, they do. But in a barbershop, they have tools and equipment for short haircuts or men's facial hair grooming. Okay, so you can have your beard shaved there as well. So it's suitable more for men with short hair, or generally for men. Well, basically for men with short hair. Well, if a man with long hair goes to a barbershop, unless he wants to have a very short hairstyle. Anyway, so women don't really go to barbershops unless they want to have a super short haircut. And a hair salon is the place where people can get more of a stylish haircut, or people with long hair can have different sorts of haircuts. When I say stylish, I don't really mean that if you go to a barbershop you would get a dull or unfashionable haircut. You can have a very fashionable haircut in a barbershop as well. What I mean is, in a hair salon, people tend to offer different haircuts for all hair types and lengths and textures. So men and women both can go to a hair salon. If you decided to go to a barbershop or a hair salon, these are some phrases you might find useful. First phrase, I'd like to have a haircut. Or you can say, I'd like to get a haircut. I'd like to get a haircut. So you can change have to get and get to have. You can use both of them. Or you can say, I'd like to have a cut. Another expression would be, I'd like to have a trim. Trim is a little cut, all right? So if you want to cut your hair very little, if you want to have a trim, you can say, I would like to have a trim. So a little cut is called trimming. It could be a couple of centimeters or half an inch, depending where you are. You can use inches or centimeters. 5 inches, that would be too much, I think. Well, it depends how short or long you want your hair to be trimmed. Okay, let's talk about the fringe, all right? So this is fringe, which is growing down to your forehead. Americans say a bang, all right? So if you want to cut the fringe, you can say, can you cut the fringe? If you want to shorten it a bit or remove it at all, you can say, can you cut the fringe? Can you shorten it a bit? All right? So this is the fringe, which is growing down the forehead, unless you comb it on the side, all right? Let's talk about the sides, all right? You can ask to shave on the sides, but if you don't want that obvious shaved look, if you want that subtle undercut, you can say, can you make it tapered on the sides and at the back, all right? Tapered means that the thickness of your hair is diminishing towards the end. The thickness is reducing towards the end, so you don't have that obvious look that you just got out of the barbershop or hair salon, all right? So that's called tapered. Okay, let's talk about hairstyles. First hairstyle is ponytail. Well, as it says, it is a tail of a pony, okay? So usually it's right at the back of your head with a rubber band. It could be on the side as well. Usually women have that. Men have that too. They can have that nowadays. Well, they used to have it long ago too, but it's predominantly for women, I believe. If you have two ponytails, that's called pigtails. So one ponytail, if it's two, that's pigtails, all right? The next style is braids. I love braids, seriously. So what is a braid, okay? So when you divide your hair into three parts and when you weave them, all right? So the process is called weaving, okay? So the woven hair is called braids. You can have multiple braids in your head. The next hairstyle is dreads, which is similar to braids. Dreads are made of woven hair as well, but unlike braids, they're not unraveled straight or after a couple of days, okay? You keep it that way, so the woven hair grows. So if it grows, it's going to give it a bit different look. So you're going to have that dread look. Another style is bun. So when you have bun on top of your head, imagine a bun on top of your head. If you don't want to have your hair on the sides, you can put it on top of your head. That's called a bun. Also, some people want to straighten up their hair and the others want to curl it a bit, all right? So if you want to straighten your hair, if you want to make your hair straight, you can say, can you straighten up my hair? And if you want to have that curly look, you can ask a hairdresser to curl up your hair. I'd like to curl up my hair. It's really interesting. I find people with curly hair want to have a straight hair, and people with straight hair want to have curly hair. That's really interesting. Well, that's the end of the another episode of SAP's Insta tutorials. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you're going to use one of the expressions and phrases we learned today when you go to a barbershop or a hair salon. See you in the next one.